All right, hello everyone. So today is Monday. Now, from Sunday, I already added all the swing days and the astro hours. So I added all this on Sunday morning. So, right, what we're going to do now is to add on the video this morning. Okay, so you guys should have been prepared from the weekend onwards. Now, let's take a look at the market. So this is gold, right? This is the month. So we've got the low of the month there. We've got a breakout here, breakout there. So if this breakout holds, the market can still push up, which is fine. A bit of a pullback in order to go back up is okay. Where can we come back down to? Maybe into 51. That's 2053 on the weekly. And on the daily, we've got 2065 in the 38 zone there. All right, 2065.71 or 2053. So market can dip down back into these levels, which is fine. We don't mind doing that. So first thing we're going to do is take a look at Friday. Now look, I've already marked in the highs and the lows. So these are the highs of the month, high of the week. As you can see, if you come back into Monday, high of the week is here, right there. And that's your high of the month there. Okay. And then we've got the low of the week from here. As you can see, that's already broken. And that was low of yesterday. We've got the low of the month all the way down here, which is at 2039. So what do we want to do is with gold, let's take a look. Now the market, as you can see, has been going sideways, and then we had a breakdown, and on the daily, that's a bit obvious there. Okay, so going sideways, breaking down. So the market should come down, up, and go further. So we should have an A, B, C down formation is what I'm thinking. And that 69 level is 2,163. So 2,163, pretty close to that weekly pivot there. So if we come back up into this zone, 2,165 to 61, this is a kill zone for us at astro hours to push further down. All right. Now, if it doesn't go up, but it keeps pushing down, then we're going to have to be careful because we might have a short squeeze. All right. So what's that mean? It means that there are people here who are selling off. And they'll probably come to a target. And when it comes to a target, there'll be buyers coming in. All right. And that'll squeeze some of the people there. So something like this. Okay. It will come in and then start to push up. People get squeezed here. And then they get trapped up. And then market moves up. So what we want to do is be careful, obviously. Now we're going to do that is with our astro hours and price targets. So let's mark those targets in for us. As you can see on the PST, the first target on the daily is 2,117. 2,117 is way down here. So what I'm going to do is just turn this into a target line, which is white and no, that. All right, second option here is down here, which is your 2077, 71, 65. $77, $71, $65, which is right there. All right, we'll keep them on the radar. So if we do go up, I do want to follow this down. On the weekly as well, I think we've got room to push down into at least this zone there. And that's that 2,100 zone there. Here, the 51, as you can see, is 2,053. So I'm thinking we've got room to go if you put a Fibonacci on there, well, if you put your Gann lines on there anyway, the discount zone is all the way down here. So coming into that zone is logical. All right. So it's obviously going to wave, right? So when it does, if it goes up, selling is not a bad idea. Now, tomorrow is a special day. I've posted the swing days for gold. It's tomorrow and Friday. Okay. So if we come into Tuesday, then we might go up into Friday to sell off again next week. If the market stops here and goes up into Tuesday, we want to be sellers from the high. If we don't make a swing day, but we're just trading regular, okay, then you want to be trading the highs to sell, okay, and you don't want to be going against a PST breakout, as I always say. You just don't go against that. If you want to sell off again and keep pushing down, you can. In London or New York, we should, come back up either to the opening or the lower Friday, which is there. And that zone is your resistance first zone there. So this is your first zone, that's your second zone. The reason I mark this in, because it is the daily and the weekly, and the PST level is there. So for us, it's okay to trade there. You can also trade in this zone. Why? Because that's where the market, as you can see, closed on Friday. Market closed on Friday, opened today, and that's also the low of Friday there. So if the market goes back up to retest Astro hours, you can sell off from here, sell off from there. Okay. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Now with the euro dollar, again, swing days tomorrow. I said you could sell off from there, so you need to be careful in that zone. And I talked about this being a sell zone. So the market sold off nice and easy, going down. If you follow that, you should have been just fine. These were all Astro hours here, and the market slapped them down on Friday. So today, if I just refresh this chart, what can we do? Now on the weekly, as you can see, we've got room to come down. This is also nice. As you can remember, I'm thinking you probably remember that we want to go down, right? This is the monthly. So this is the month. We should have an A, B, C. That should bring us into a discount zone, which should be in this zone here. All right, this zone. So we should come into this zone. Then from this zone, we could be buyers again going upwards. Okay, and that's how it should pan out. That's according to me anyway. All right. So what you can do is on any up move, selling again is okay. We can get rid of this now. Where you can sell off is either going to be up here where there's a mass sell-off, or you can go up into the weekly, sweep the stops above Friday high. Okay, so sweep here, maybe get up to the weekly, and then sell off is fine. All right, that's also okay. But this zone is also, keep in mind, why? Because that's where the volume hit in. So a lot of people sold off there. So once that sell-off happened, to follow that through, we've got a sideways market. So you're going to have to sell the up move. So that's your impulse wave, market making zigzags. Okay, probably going to sweep. So this zone, the highs of this zone are still okay to sell off. As you can see here, the market was sideways until that broke down, which is fine there. So any up move, in fact, into 0920 is also okay this week. 0920, which is pretty much up here. 0920 is the closing off that bar, basically the low of that bar, basically there. So this zone is also a sell zone if it gets up there, as you can see, that's where the market closed the day before. So that's your gap zone there into 1.0920. Let's take a look at SP 500. Now, last week, as you can see, we had a breakdown on this. Nice. Okay, which is what we were anticipating in any case. Now, the support for the week is 73. Let me just get rid of that. 73, which is 5,088. Now, 5,088, because it's a support level, it's also going to be a target, isn't it? So, 7,088. There. All right, so let's just refresh this. There we are. All right. Now, that's the high of Friday. If I tighten this up a little bit, high of last week, and the high of the month. So we'll just make this 2 green. All right, so that's the high. Now, 1st of March, where are we? Here. Okay, and that's the low, and this is the low of the month. And let's turn that into a red. All right, and that's basically it. So that's the low of the week plus, is it the low of the week? That's not the low of the week. The low of the week was Monday here. All right, and that's low of the week too. That's what we can do here. So if we go back up, selling the highs of Friday, or this zone where the volume kicked in, I think is okay to do so. Again, now you can see the market's going sideways. All right, if I just hold this, if I make this a little tighter, you can see. All right, so we're in this rectangle tight zone here, right? So what we want to do is sell the high. So if the market comes up here again, selling is okay. All right, highs of Friday, highs of the week, they're okay to be selling off. On the daily, the gap is closed off here, so the market can even sell there. But for this, I would wait for possibly 240 and just check your news as well. All right, so let's just check out the news for the week. The reason is you might want to not trade at the time of the news. And let's say this week. So what you got to look out for if you're trading indices. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which is fine. All right. So you can just wait for the news to come out and then trade off. Or if you want to trade at an astro hour before the news, it's okay, but just be mindful because sometimes the market will skip a price. So it might skip your stop loss or take profit or whatever. So it can get a little risky because the prices spike up and then when they jump, your stop loss may not be taken. So just be mindful on that. All right, so let's get rid of this. On the weekly, let's see, that's that zone there. So we've been having red weeks, 2 in a row now, and the market is rejecting the highs, as you can see. So selling doesn't look like a bad option. 67.5217. That's too far out there. 5217, as you can see, it's just too far out there. What you can do though is if the market goes up into the highs of Friday last week, I think it's sellable. And that's basically it, because you can see Thursday big sell-off, Friday big sell-off. So going up for another sell-off is also okay. And that'd be a third day sell-off. Then we'll probably get some buy reaction going up. Okay. Let's take a look at Dow Jones, NASDAQ, and Bitcoin now. With Dow Jones and NASDAQ, we'll probably get the same kind of thing. With the indices, they're all going together, so that's fine. Okay, so I talked about this level. As you can see, they swept everybody out and just smashed down. And I did say before that Dow Jones is behaving more normally than the other indices. Now, we've got levels down here at 61.60, so we can expect the market to go down into the 38, 130, 80, 38, 86, and 38,000. So on the daily, what do we have? 38,517, 41, 38,563, 563 is, oops, here. All right, so this is 38,563. What can I tell you? That's on the daily. Okay, so this will be your first target there on the daily. Lower Friday. If you're just going to, if you're going to trade, make sure you get the highs of the week, lows of the week, and so on. So if the market gets up into those zones, you can trade off them. Why? Because they'll sweep stops and then kind of like reverse it if they're going to sell it off. And we had big sell-offs, as you can see, Thursday, Friday. Also with Dow Jones, you can see there's some sell reaction in from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So following that down is not a bad idea. The market is going sideways, as you can see. I'm going to get rid of that now. And selling from the highs down, I think is not a bad idea. All right, as you can see here. So that should bring us back here. Okay. And we should dip down into this zone if the market wants to buy again. It can take out stops here. If it does, then it'll dip into here. All right, but as you can see, it's in that zone. Just a bit of gap here. I'll mark this in. So we should get into these zones. Okay. And that's a good impulse wave. So coming back down is not a bad idea. On the monthly as well, back into this zone is also okay. So we should head actually back into 56, 36, 796. Okay, that's a bit far out. We'll just cope with this level at the moment. Okay. So if the market does go up, selling the highs. Okay, this is the high of, this is Friday. This is the high of yesterday. Let's do, actually just bear with me. Okay, there we are. And that's the high of the week. So by marking these in, You're actually doing yourself a favor. You can trade off these levels or wait for sweeps for a reversal. If it really breaks out and closes above that, then you know we need to buy on the pullback to go back up. But at the moment, shorting the sweeps or shorting the highs is not a bad idea if you get a proper setup with your Astro hours. Then we can push it back down at least into this zone. And on the weekly, if we break down 61, your closest target is 38,130, which is all the way down there. Which is going to be a target for you. NASDAQ, same kind of thing. As you can see, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday selling, but this is still sideways market. If I tighten this up on a 1 hour chart, you can see, okay, it looks like we've got some kind of a distribution setup happening here. So boom, boom, boom. We have a breakdown here, so a bit more up move, maybe coming to the highs into there of last. Well, let me just refresh this up a little bit. Okay, so that's there. That's Friday. So coming into Friday, maybe sweeping and then pushing down is okay to sell off again, in my opinion. All right, so this is, as you can see, a place where they kind of like sweeped up the stops as well. All right, sweeping the stops, pushing up a little bit, taking out the stops there. So we should also break above this. Just marking your technical analysis as you should. All right, so the market should go up, sweep the stops, Astro hours, sell off is what I would do. Okay, so on the weekly, as you can see, we're like all-time highs, red weeks. We're right on the support here, so this is not a place to sell. 17,818, but we're going to have to break it. 17,818, which is there. All right, so as you can see, there's a bit of a breach there. That's fine. Taking out the stops, that's fine. But that is a weekly support on a PST. Okay, so you don't want to muck around there. On the daily, what you can do is sell off at 51, 18,001. All right, that's 51.53. So 18,000 and 18,053. 18,053. 18,000 is there. So this is a kill zone as well. All right. But I suspect there might be a bit of a sweep there, so be mindful. But that's your zone on the PST. So selling there is not a bad idea. On here, I've got 18,074 as well. And 965. 17,965. 74 is up there, which might be a bit more logical. So this zone is okay on the PST and price. Okay, so market going up and from the highs selling again is not a bad idea at all. All right, and that's how things are looking like. Okay. That's NASDAQ for you. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, they should be selling a little bit. Okay, if not, it's a problem because they're really going to be. Oh, here we go. So this is selling off on Saturday and back into the buy. So Thursday, Friday, they sold off. As you know, with Bitcoin, we had that swing day. I think it was Thursday last week. That's what I remember anyway. Bitcoin, that's right. Thursday and Friday were the swing days. Thursday, Friday, big fall down all the way into Sunday. All right. So what to expect? All right. So a bit of a retracement, market coming back up. As you can see, this is now a bit bullish. Okay. Yesterday, a green day, blue day, that is. Right. So an up day, in other words. All right. So up day yesterday after sweeping the lows, closing above that. So it hasn't really broken that swing. That's fine. Market going up. So today we can expect the market to push up. Okay. And this is an indecision bar. So this, no, today we can expect the market to push up a little bit. Okay. Now the swing day for Bitcoin is Wednesday and Thursday. So we might go up until then. And if I just do this, so we might go up, which is fine, until where? Until, oof, until where is the question? So this is one zone you'll have to check into. Okay, so that's one zone. So probably getting up into this zone. I'd wait for the swing days as well. Okay, why? Because it's a nice swing day down on Wednesday, on Thursday and Friday, and then we've got swing days in midweek. So waiting for them to come up and then sell off is okay. Right, so don't rush into it. Don't rush into it. Just let it come up a little bit. I think everything's got room to go back up a little bit before selling off. So I wouldn't rush into it. Wait for the right opportunity on the swing day, on the swing hour, at the right price.